going on YouTube? This is ParkerLad88 coming at you with another video, and in this video we're going to be doing a character breakdown for Anubis Kruger, the Shadow Ranger. Similar to my other character breakdowns, we're going to be running through the move list, doing some combos, and then we're going to talk about a game plan for Shadow Ranger. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, let's go ahead and start talking about movement. So, Shadow Ranger is of the quicker moving characters in this game. As you can see, his forward dash covers a decent amount of range and is actually pretty quick. His wave dash, even more so. They're both definitely effective ways to move about the screen, but there's also one other thing that he can do, and I'm going to attempt to demonstrate what it is. So, similar to another character, Movie Blue, when Movie Blue first came out, if you just mashed on the forward button, you would kind of get that dash where he would have no recovery animation before he goes into his next dash. As you can see, Shadow Ranger can do the exact same thing. However, his is a little bit different. As opposed to just mashing on the forward button, you actually have to do it in a rhythm, which I will attempt to demonstrate without being too annoying. And it kind of works like this. Tap, 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 tap. Now, it's harder to do as I'm saying it, but that's kind of the rhythm that you want. You want tap, 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 tap. Just practicing that in order to actually get that. I think that his wave dash is plenty effective, but if you guys want to do that, you're more than welcome to, because if you can master that, then that's just the quicker that you can move about the screen with Shadow Ranger. Now, this doesn't apply to his back dash. Alright, moving into normal base attacks, we have Standing Light. We have Crouching Light, Standing Medium, Crouching Medium, Standing Hard, and Crouching Hard, which is his sweep. If we're talking about command-based normals, we have Back with Hard, which gives you his launcher. To my knowledge, he does not have any other command normals, but if you guys have found some, please let me know. Moving into aerial-based attacks, we have Air Light, Air Medium, which is very interesting because when you hit somebody with it, he'll actually propel off them. From that, you can actually do a number of other air actions. You can do Hard, you can do Light, and you can do Special. Alright, and then we have Air Hard. Air Hard is very interesting because when you do it, he kind of rolls into it. This can make your combo timing a little wonky, but just take some time to get used to it, and you guys will be fine. This is also his go-to cross-up, and it's a very deep cross-up at that. Alright guys, if we're talking about your main normals that you want to be using with Shadow Ranger, it's going to be your Standing Medium, Standing Hard, and it's going to be your Jumping Hard. Jumping Hard just because it's such a deep cross-up. Standing Medium, everything kind of gets started from your Standing Medium. Your combos do. Your block strings do. It's just a good button because not only does it move him forward, but it hits from about this mid-range here. Standing Hard can as well, but it just doesn't have that same, like, hit confirmability that the Standing Medium does. Alright guys, let's go into Throw.
I call it justice.
Now, if anybody can explain to me what that does, I would love to know about it. So please, in the comment section, let me know what that does. Alright, Back Throw, which you can get combos off of, which we'll talk about later. EX. And Super.
Shadow Saber. Justice, sir. STV, emergency.
This is pretty cool because it puts him in a crumple state so you can actually follow up with combos afterwards.
Flash.
Alright guys, now that we've gone through all of that, let's start talking about our special moves. I'm going to do this slightly out of order since they all link into one of his special moves, so let's go ahead and start these. First up, we have Back Special, which gives you the Shadow Strike. Now, the Shadow Strike does lead to a ground bounce. I'm not sure if it's an overhead or not. But it leads into a ground bounce, which I'm sure you can extend with assist. But the other thing is that it also has follow-ups. So if you do Back Special again after you do the Shadow Strike, you'll get that. And if you do it again, once again Back Special, after you get that second strike, that's what you'll get. You want to make sure that when you do the Shadow Strike, you don't want to press the special button again until you actually hit the ground. Which is a good indicator for that is just when you see that crater in the ground. That's your indicator to let you know that you can actually do the follow-ups. Alright, next up, let's talk about Forward Special. Forward Special is going to be this counter. You can counter both projectiles and physical hits with it. For physical hits, though, it's very specific. The timing, I mean. So if you do it too early, like where it's out, it will not work. You have to time it very specifically. And then you can go into combos from there, because it puts them in a crumple state, which is pretty cool. Alright, next up, let's talk about Air Special. Air Special gives you the Air Shadow Slash. As you guys saw earlier from the standing medium, you can actually do this twice, and it also causes a wall bounce. And what does this all lead to? Well, it leads to Neutral Special, the Shadow Stance. The Shadow Stance is by far Shadow Ranger's most important special move. Everything kind of gets started from here. As you guys can see, he will go into the Shadow Stance, and from the Shadow Stance, you actually have a number of different follow-ups that you can do. If you press the light option, you'll get the Shadow Slash. The Shadow Slash you can actually do twice before he exits the stance, and you can stagger them in any way that you like. You can just rapid fire them, or stagger. If you press the medium option out of the Shadow Stance, you'll get the Shadow Upper. It is like a launcher, so you can actually get combo follow-ups from it. Next up, we have the Shadow Captain Sword, the hard option. I have not found a way to combo into this, but just the sheer amount of space that it covers is definitely throwing out every once in a while just to control the space. If you have somebody who's being too zony or whatever, like those Udana players, just yoop, and just catch them. But that's actually not all that you get from the Shadow Stance. Shadow Stance, you can also backdash out of, forward dash out of, from which you actually have a follow-up that I believe is an overhead by pressing the special button again. And then you can also cancel it by tapping the special button again. Now, not only do you get all of that, you can also cancel every special move, barring the Shadow Upper, into the Shadow Stance once again. So for instance, if you do the Shadow Strike, you get the special, or you get the Shadow Stance. If you do Air Shadow Slash, once you come down, you get the Shadow Stance again. And then if you do Shadow Slash, you'll go back into the Shadow Stance. This is really neat because, for instance, the follow-ups that you do from the Shadow Stance, like the Slash and the Captain Sword, you can just keep on going back into the Shadow Stance once you get used to it, on hit or on block. So that's actually pretty cool. And that pretty much does it for all of Shadow Ranger's special moves. The main thing is just getting used to how quick you have to do things, how much time you can actually spend in the Shadow Stance before he exits it, and all that kind of stuff. And this also goes over to his combos, which we'll actually talk about right now, starting with our light auto combo, our medium auto combo, and our hard auto combo. Alright guys, so unlike my other character breakdowns, we're going to kind of kick it up a notch with our easy combo. Just because, well, honestly, Shadow Ranger doesn't really have a super-de-duper easy combo. So what we're going to do for this easy combo, and the reason why I say that is because a lot of his more intermediate and advanced combos are tied to his stances, and unless you're used to his stances, his combos are going to be kind of difficult to do. So, with all that being said, easy combo. We're going to start with standing medium, crouching medium, into launcher, which once again is back with hard. From there, we will jump up and do light into hard. Now, just to be on the safe side, you don't want to jump up right after you launch them. Wait for a second, and then jump. And the reason why I say this is because sometimes when you jump immediately, your hard might whiff for some strange reason. So I just like to wait. So once we get back down to the ground and you get that ground bounce, we're going to do the medium auto combo. You might have to stagger it based on how high in the air they are, so you might have to do kind of like that just to make sure everything hits. After that, we'll do standing medium into standing hard, and then we'll go into super. And then you guys can run up and also do the EX as a follow-up as well. So altogether, you guys should have something that kind of looks like this.
Shadow Saber. Just serve. SPD. Phenomenal.
And that's what you get. So, let's go ahead and start moving into our intermediate combos. Now, one thing I want to stress about the intermediate combos is that you want to make sure to get used to his stance timing. Like, you know, when you should be basically doing his special moves out of his stance. It's going to be kind of a tap like this. It's going to kind of be like tap, tap. Once again, tap, tap. At least for what we're going to be doing in combo. Now, in order to do this, this intermediate combo, a lot of his combos are going to be very, very similar. So for this, we're going to start with our basic bread and butter, where we do standing medium, crouching medium, into launcher, light into hard, medium auto combo. Now, from here, what we want to do is we're going to go into the shadow stance, and then we're going to do the shadow upper. And because in the stagger, you'll have plenty of time to do this. So once you do the shadow upper, you'll press light, and then you'll do air special twice. So you'll get this. So after you do that, you'll come back down to the ground, and then you'll do another shadow stance into the shadow slash. So this portion of the combo should look like this. So after you do the medium auto combo, you'll get this. And then from there, you can go into super. So altogether, you should have something that kind of looks like this.
Shadow Saber. Just serve. SPD.
And then from there, you can go into EX as well. Now, one thing I want to say is after you actually do the third slash and you get that sliding knockdown, listen for the sliding knockdown sound. That way, that's when you want to do super, because I don't know if they changed this, but if you do it too soon, he won't actually go all the way across the screen. So just listen for the sliding knockdown, and then that's when you want to do super. Okay, so another variant to this combo is after we do the medium auto combo, we can actually cancel into the stance, and then we can do 2 shadow slashes. After we do the 2 shadow slashes, we're going to go back into our shadow stance. So we'll do slash slash stance. So he'll hold that stance by pressing special button again. From there, we'll do shadow upper. So you'll have this. From there, we'll end it like the last combo, where we'll do shadow upper, light into special special. At this particular point, because you already used the wall bounce, it'll do the sliding knockdown, and then you just go into super from there per normal. So altogether, you should have something that kind of looks like this. Once again, listen for that sliding knockdown. And that's what you get. Now, to be on the safe side, after you do super, you can probably take like a step or 2 forward, because you actually have a while when they're in that crumple state to hit them. You have a pretty good amount of time. So take like a step forward, and then just go ahead and do the X from there. Alright guys, so the next combo we're going to do is combo from throw. So like I said, from back throw you can get combos, and it's going to be very similar. The only thing you have to do is as soon as you do back throw, you're going to want to hit special, and then do medium in order to get the shadow upper. And then we'll just end it like normal. And that's what you get. The only thing you have to get used to, once again, the combo is the same, but you just have to get used to doing back throw and a shadow upper, which once again, you just have to essentially cancel the throw into the shadow stance. Oh, I can't get it now. For some reason, sometimes it doesn't give it to me. There you go. Alright guys, I think that does it for all of our intermediate combos and their variants. Let's go ahead and start moving into our more advanced combos. So, the thing that makes this combo advanced is just the number of stance cancels that we do in this. So for this one, we're going to be doing 2 stance cancels. The first one is from launcher, and what I want you guys to do is practice doing launcher into stance cancel, which is that. So basically, launcher, special, special. The faster you can do that, the easier that'll be for you. Because you can get that. So, after we do the cancel, and this actually works mid-screen too, it's just mid-screen you have to take a small step forward. And the more comfortable you are with that, you'll be able to get that. We will do the first 2 hits of standing medium auto combo, into standing hard, into shadow stance, into shadow upper. From there, we will then do light into hard in order to get our ground bounce, and then that's where the combo starts getting tricky. But let's go ahead and do what we've got right here. Okay guys, now here's the tricky part, if you didn't think that part was tricky. So, after you do the ground bounce, what we're going to do is the first 2 hits of standing medium auto combo, hard, stance cancel. And then after that, we'll do medium auto combo. This part is pretty tricky. In order to actually get used to the timing, what you're going to want to do is just practice doing the first 2 hits of standing medium auto combo, into standing hard, special cancel, and do it again. You might have to start slow. But that's what you want to get used to doing. And the more you get used to that, the easier these combos will be. Now, from here, once we actually do upper, that's where you want to start hitting them. The reason why is because you will need the time. Because in the last patch, what happened was they changed the juggle properties after standing hard, so the character falls faster. So you need them to be higher, so you can actually get the second, so you can actually get that 1 rep cancel into the standing medium auto combo. So once again, you kind of want them to be that high whenever you do it. So at this particular point, what you'll have is something that looks like this. And that's the hard part. After that, the combo gets a little bit easier. So from here, what you can do is you will go into shadow stance, slash, slash, into slash. So you get 2 slashes, back into shadow stance, slash. They'll slide across the screen, and you'll go into this. Run up, EX. So the whole combo should look a little something like this.
Shadow Saber. Just serve. SPD. Emergency.
And that's what you get. So, the other thing that I want to talk about, there are going to be 2 other combos that we're going to do. One, well actually, technically there's going to be 3, but they all end the same way. It's just a matter of getting the beginning portion. The first one that we're going to do is going to be from the Shadow Strike. So if you actually hit somebody with the Shadow Strike, you'll do the second option. So once again, once you get that crater, then you'll do back special again. You can then cancel that into the Shadow Stance. From here, we can do any number of things based off of where on the screen our opponent is. So, if they are about mid-screen to full screen, we'll go into the Shadow Slash. So we'll do Shadow Strike, second option, cancel, slash. From there, we will cancel back into stance, and then do the upper. And then we'll end the combo like normal. So once again, you'll get this. And then you'll go into the rest of it from there. So let me attempt to see if I can demonstrate this.
Shadow Saber. Just serve. SPD.
So, because we already use our wall bounce whenever we actually do this, once we actually do the medium auto combo, we'll do shadow upper, light, slash, slash. And then as you guys saw, it'll put them in the hard knockdown state, and we'll follow up with super from there. Now, if we are about, let's say this close to the corner, what we'll do instead is we will cancel the light slash. We'll do, we'll cancel it like that. This will allow us to follow up with a standing, medium, into hard, and so on and so forth. So you'll get something that looks like this. And then we'll go into Shadow Upper from there. Now, once again, this is going to be from the Shadow Strike. I'm just doing it on the ground just to demonstrate that part. So for about a third of the screen away from the corner, we'll get this. Into upper, do the combo, going up, and give him the juice. Run up, and that's what you'll get. So, if you're all the way in the corner, from Shadow Strike, you'll do the first part of Shadow Strike, into the second follow-up, and then from there, you will cancel that into Shadow Upper. So once again, 1, 2, stance cancel, Shadow Upper. And then you'll just finish the combo like normal. So at that particular point, you'll get something that looks like this. We can do this variant because we didn't use our wall bounce. Alright guys, so the last two combos that I actually want to go over are basically if you get stray hits from the stance. So, once again, we talked about it a little bit throughout our intermediate combo, but what's going to happen is if you get a hit with a Shadow Slash, you'll go into Shadow Upper if you're about full screen. If you're about a third of the screen, about right here, you can get 2 Shadow Slashes, cancel, and then you can go into standing medium from there. Just like that. You will have to wait for a little bit just to get the right timing, because if they're too high, you won't be able to go into Shadow Upper from there. So once again, you're about here, into Shadow Upper, go up, and do that whole dealie. I'm sorry guys if I'm going through these combos a little quickly, but it's just because there's so much to talk about with Shadow Ranger, and a lot of his combo follow-ups are going to be the same as you guys saw. It's really just those beginning parts. But with that being said, that's pretty much all the combos that I'm going to talk about with Shadow Ranger. Next, let's talk about Shadow Ranger's game plan, and if you guys haven't figured it out by now, it's going to be Mastery of the Stance. You're going to have to give them the stance. So, the more used to the stance you get, the better your pressure will be, and the better your combos will be. This is kind of the executional barrier for Shadow Ranger. This is especially important when you're actually dealing with establishing pressure on your opponent. And the easiest way for you to do that is just getting used to doing standing medium, the first 2 hits of standing medium auto combo, into standing hard, into stance cancel, or into shadow stance, and then into stance cancel. So doing this. Once you guys get used to doing that, this opens the whole world of possibilities as far as pressure for Shadow Ranger, because you can do the whole thing. You can do light staggers. You can do light stagger into jump, maybe. And all kinds of stuff like that. So once you guys actually practice that, you can start doing other things like putting in throw mix-ups, and so on and so forth. But if you guys can master the stance, then you'll be doing pretty good with Shadow Ranger. And guys, that'll do it for this character breakdown featuring Shadow Ranger. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll be back at you with future videos next time. This is Parker Lad, and I will see you guys next time.